toplocalrankings.com. We're here tonight again to talk with master mechanic Bernie Pawlik of Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, award-winning 11 times Best in Vancouver. Tonight we're discussing something that's just mind-blowing, quite honestly, how to save $180,000 on your car over the next 30 years. Or as I like to call it, honey, I'm sorry, we pissed away the vacation home because we had to have a new car every 5 years. So, Bernie, tell us, is this really true, and how does it work?
Well, sure, absolutely, Mark, it is true. It basically starts with a plan, and the plan is that you purchase only 2 new cars in 30 years. So every 15 years, you buy a new car.
So how does that save so much money?
Well, it's basically about the depreciation. Vehicles depreciate the most in the first few years. So by keeping your car a long time, you maximize the depreciation. It's also a savings in car payments. So you're only making car payments for 10 years, assuming you pay the car off in 5 years. You're only making payments for 10 years. So you have 20 years of no car payments. You're just doing the maintenance and upkeep. Whereas if you're buying a new car every 5 years, you're making payments for the entire 30 years.
Right, and that $500, $600 a month starts to add up to a fair chunk of change.
Huge amount of money.
Won't I spend a lot of money on repairs and maintenance? Because that car is going to get pretty old and tired at the end.
Well, you will spend more money on repairs and maintenance over a car if you bought a new car every 5 years. There's no doubt about that. But the cost is very low compared to what you would pay in car payments. Extremely low.
So, like, what would you budget then? What would be the difference? Because if we just rough estimate, blue sky stuff, $500 a month is $6,000 a year for a car, and is it going to cost me $1,000, $2,000 a year to maintain an old car?
Well, an average is about $1,700 per year. But once your car gets older, you're going to spend some more money. So you might be spending maybe $2,500 to $3,000 a year. So you're still $3,000 less than you would be to buy a new car.
And over 30 years, that really starts to mount up. So, but won't I have to deal with an old car that breaks down a lot?
Well, not really, and there's a couple reasons for that. First off, if you're going to be keeping the car for 15 years, you're going to get on a plan of routine maintenance, inspections, and repairs. So you're going to take care of that car. You're going to fix parts as they wear out, so things aren't going to get bad and accumulate. You're going to be doing preventative maintenance that prevents breakdowns and keeps your car reliable, so that saves you money. And the second is that modern cars are really well built. I mean, while people think of changing cars every few years, cars have never been built better than they are today. So you can get 15 or 25 years out of a car if you really want to.
Does the kind of car I buy make a big difference?
Yes, for sure. I mean, first of all, you want to buy a car that's got a reliable reputation. I think that's the most important thing. I won't mention any brands, but I mean, there are some vehicles that have very reliable reputations, and you won't spend a lot of money over 15 years on repairs. Not a lot will go wrong with it. Also depends on what kind of car you're buying. If you're, it depends on your income and what you want to spend. And if you're going to go for a high-end luxury car, you're definitely going to be spending a lot more money to buy the car and more money to repair it. But again, the savings are still there if you keep the car for 15 years as opposed to just changing it every 3 to 5 years.
Right. Do you have any other final thoughts about this? I mean, this is a pretty radical concept, and even though it seems like common sense.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's really about developing a plan and sticking to it, and it's about long-term thinking. It's about maintaining the car, taking care of your car, and not just the mechanical aspects of the car, but it's about cleaning the car, washing it, waxing it, taking care of the exterior, and making it look good, fixing any dents or dings. So when you go out to look at your car, you go, oh, it's not an old piece of crap. It's still a good-looking car at 12, 15 years old. As I already mentioned about buying a car with a good reputation, that's a really important thing to do. Most cars nowadays are pretty reliable, but there's the odd car that's not so good. So again, it's good to do your research on that. And I mean, the last thought I'll leave you with is, what would you do with $180,000? You could buy a vacation home, travel, could retire a little younger, and the possibilities are endless. Or you can just keep buying a new car every 5 years. Those are my thoughts.
All right. Well, thanks, Bernie. I think you've got a PDF, an ebook about that outlines this, that goes into some of the details of the kind of maintenance that needs to happen on a regular basis, and as well as some tables that actually show and break it down in hardcore numbered detail. Here's how much money you're going to save. We're actually underselling it a little bit. It's a little bit more than 180 grand. And it's just, I mean, it was like a dough moment for me. I've been one of those guys who bought cars every 5 years or more, and and I don't have a vacation home. So I really appreciate you taking the time tonight, Bernie, to go over this. Again, Bernie Pawlik of Pawlik Automotive at pawlikautomotive.com. Give him a call and book your next appointment. Get award-winning service from one of the best mechanics in all of Canada, and maybe in my opinion, one of the best in the whole world. So, thanks, Bernie.
Thank you, Mark. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Bye.